Hey there, everybody. We're up front this afternoon, and what's nice is seeing all of the plants that I stuck out here last fall coming up. Well, maybe not all of them. There are still a few gingers in here that I haven't spotted yet, but hope springs eternal. Last fall in this space were pretty much nothing but vinca and forsythias, and I cut back both. To say that I removed them would be foolhardy because they're there just waiting to wreak havoc and grow. But in here, in place of all of the forsythia and vinca, we put a whole bunch of little nine barks that you can see resprouting. We did sort of a staggered wall of them, and so kind of zigzagging back and forth closer to the rock wall. And then we also have several plantings of the mountain mint, the hoary mountain mint, along with some of the hostas that I had kicking around. Try to get real close to that bay. There you go. So you can see just behind it a little bit of forsythia waiting to do its thing, but we'll be coming in and using those as a chop and drop this season. I put the tulips and the daffodils in here. The tulips haven't really made an appearance, but the daffodils are coming up strong to signify the boundary behind which, and so just to the inside away from the street, is where some of the Canadian gingers will be, I hope, if they show up. And this is just a little 15-foot section up in front of our rock wall, just under the utility line, where I don't want super tall things coming in and getting in the way and then getting chopped back by the tree crews. But if I pan up, you'll notice that we have some trees missing. And I had talked about that. So let's talk about that a little more. So now we're on the other side of the rock wall. There's the street. And if I zoom in, you can see I definitely have not gotten rid of all of the forsythia. But that's okay. Down in here where this light is now going to be released, I'm going to pan kind of slow. And you can see the first spruce stump just a mere 20 feet away from the house. And then shot of the pup. Just to the other side is our other tree stump. And so completing our turn from the corner of the wall where our little entrance path is, all the way over here, now has several more hours of daylight hitting it. And while I haven't gone through and removed everything, for example, this small black cherry will probably come out at some point. But we've planted in a number of things. You can see some of the goji cuttings that we've got in here, along with some of our natives and some beech or birch, I guess, coming up. Some more of the hostas. And then last year, before the tree work occurred, we came in and planted a few more things that we're going to really appreciate having the extra sunlight, like these purple flowering raspberries, which are waking back up and doing quite beautifully. I also stuck a little haskap in here, and then another purple flowering raspberry. And there's some more up against the trees over here, which are starting. You can see one of them right there towards the ground. That's a fresh sprout, and the stick Leaning up against the tree is the old stem, but our Lindera existing Haskaps, more hostas, and then our little cluster of Amelanchier alnifolias coming in, doing wonderfully. That's a serviceberry, one of the shrub types. You can see its little early spring leaves coming in on all of these little stems here. These are all the little clonal cuttings that I took off of those pots several years ago so that we could have multiple individuals, each pushing out roots and making babies for us to harvest from, but also so that there would be a bank of genetics for us to play with. And so everywhere in here now is going to get a whole lot more sun and a whole lot more energy. Oh, did you want to tell them? That's right. Yeah. I'll tell them. Yeah. And so we're taking advantage of the extra sunlight and putting them towards some more functional plants. Yeah. Some more functional plants, and ones that are, while not always native, such as the case of these gojis, a little bit more likely to play nicely with each of their neighbors as opposed to running roughshod over them like the Forsythia and the Vinca did. Exactly. Yeah, and that way we have a little bit more fruit and a little bit more feasibility when it comes to some of our lower growing neighbors, like these little low bush blueberries that you can see beginning to flower. And so it's not a huge successional leap. We're definitely trading one set of shrub form and thicket forming for other types of shrub form and thicket forming. But I think that this path forward of slow, small changes, taking advantage of the type of growing situation that is doing well in these spaces, and just easily transitioning them towards more of a food crop and more of a display garden is what's going to pay dividends for us. And so I'm very excited about how this season will go, and very, very excited for Juniper's first full season of fruit taste testing. Yeah, I can't wait for you to try all the fruits. So, how are you handling succession in your spaces? Are you pre-planting and planting in before trees removed? Are you planting in after, once you know the scope of the sunlight gains or the type of access that is now open to you? How do you approach it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. So, till next time. Thanks for watching. Happy planting.